It's Lucid 18. See the world through my eyes. Manifesting what I deserve. My dream life.
Hey everyone, it's Nature's Finest. It's Lucy and welcome to my story. Okay, you guys, I know I have a big smile on my face because you gotta keep the hope alive no matter what the situation that you're in. Even if you're having a bad moment, bad day, something trigger you or whatever, keep that smile on. That's something I always gotta remind myself, because people will try to test your patience and will try to get you out your own energy or drive you out of your own energy or spot. Okay, so this video right now is full transparency. Okay, full transparency here, and I'm gonna be completely honest. This is the truth serum that I'm about to drop on you. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started. Okay, first off, I am not a perfect person. I am very imperfect. I am a flawed being, okay? I make many mistakes in my life. I've said and did people wrong when it comes to what I have spoken to others, out of hurt, out of emotional anger, being emotional in a way. Growing up, I have done that. I will never lie about that or hide that. That's just part of my story. That's what I did. But I've learned as I gotten older. I healed. I'm still healing. I'm not all the way healed, but I have grown up from the past self of me. In this chapter in my life, I am a person that's standing up for myself, or like setting boundaries better than I ever did. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't understand that that's what my inner child wanted, was trying to tell me, was about boundaries. I had learned that once I left, like when I was leaving my mother home, I had to learn that my boundaries was never respected. It was never there. And it started at home. So the reason why I come in here is this. When something bothers you the first time, when someone triggers you the first time, it usually be indirect. It usually always start with them being indirect, whether it's by projection, whether it's by shade, whether it's by sneak comments, whether it's by their actions, even their facial expression, their body language. It always starts there. It starts indirectly. And for some cases, there are people who can be very direct with you, upfront with you, and just let you know how they feel, without no projections, without all that sneakiness and manipulation or tactic. They don't have to do all that. They just be upfront with you, and that's very rare. Okay, if you come across those people, but even if they're being direct or indirect, believe them. Believe them the first time, because I went on live yesterday on my one of my brand page for my black women. There's a business coming soon, or coming that I'm gonna build one day, or I'm gonna build for black women. But anyways, I went live on that page, on my Instagram page, and I was basically talking about choosing yourself over anyone that never chose you or would never choose you. Okay, and I went full disclosure on there and talked about my experience yesterday, July 20th, 2025. Okay, I had an argument, or I wasn't even arguing back, to be honest, but there was like a moment that happened yesterday between me and my twin sister, and the reality kicked in for me, where she basically told me how she thought about me. Before all that happened, before July 20th, when I moved here, even before then, I knew, like, I had a feeling or inkling that she felt some type of way about me, but I never got that full disclosure, transparency, straight up, direct conversation with her. So it was just my intuition telling me that, based off, certain experience I had, certain comments, those were the warnings. But I always thought, there's certain things that she doesn't like that I do, or doesn't like the state of my life right now. So of course she's gonna have her opinions and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay. And plus I'm like, she's my sister, she's my family, whatever. It's okay. But it's not okay. Even if they're your family, even if they're your husband, your wife, your father, your aunt, your uncles, your cousins, your best friend that you grew up with, it does not matter. If someone tells you how they feel about you, and it's in a way that is very shitty, not in a way to help you, help you elevate or anything like that, or help you to and not even mature enough to have a conversation with you where they can be straight up with you. They can still be straight up with you and tell you how they feel about you without putting you down, without talking to you like you're shit. They can still do that. But for my case, I never had that luxury from anyone. Everyone that I ever knew in my entire life, in this lifetime, always treated me like shit. And I will retaliate, or I will respond emotionally. That's how it was before. Remember I told you guys, I will respond emotionally through anger, through sadness, through hurt. That's what I used to do. And then that definitely did not help me. It made things worse. But again, my inner child didn't know how to communicate. She only knew what she grew up in, what she's been taught, what she saw, and that's how she communicated. But I never got my point across. I never was heard, and I never was seen for who I really am from my own family. And that bothered me, of course, because what? And then I grew out of that. I'm like, okay, whatever. I know who I am. It took a while, but I know who I am. This and that, But even though I know that internally, my external life doesn't represent who I am internally at a soul level. So of course it's easier for my family to judge me. It's easier for the outside people to judge me because they don't understand who I am, and because they look at what I look like now, what my life is now. So they don't know my past self, they don't know my future self, and they definitely don't know my soul self. So they judge. It's easy to do that because they can only judge what they see, not what they know. And if they know that and they judge both, whatever, they still don't know me. Only I do, and God. But I say this to say, why am I sweating? It's very hot today, you guys. I say this to say, it was hard yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, it was very, very hard to hear what my sister really thought of me. She thought of me like shit. She even said out her mouth, she was yelling actually, she didn't really talk to me. It was no talking calmly with her yesterday. But she said that I gave up on you a long time ago. I don't care to salvage this relationship. So that's why I'm talking to you like this. That's why I'm yelling at you like this, because I don't care to salvage this relationship. I was like responding to her. I wasn't yelling back. But even in those moments, I had like processed everything that she was saying, because I'm like, what? I said, what have I done to you for you to get to this point where it felt like she like hated me? And I'm like, what the hell did I do to you to feel that way against me? I never called you out your name. I never disrespected you. The only thing I will say that I did was invade your space. And when I invaded your space, when I moved in with you, I knew that you don't really like living with people, so I get it. So I knew that I was on a time crunch, but I extended that time crunch more than what you expected, and I get it that you were angry about that. And not only that, you felt like I didn't respect your space good enough. I understand that, and I'm like, okay, she really, like, before this even happened, she's like, I was like, okay, she really wants me to leave. I need to leave. Like, before all this happened, July 20th, I was making moves so I could leave. Like, this was gonna be my last year. But apparently, you guys, look at this. On my way, walking, and look, I just saw these roosters crossing the street. It's so cute. Hold on, let me see. I didn't even hear cock-a-doodle-doo. I didn't hear that. I'm gonna let them be because they want to be left alone. What to say is, there's always warnings. There's always a warning sign. There's always a warning. It doesn't matter who they are, who they represent in your life. Like I said, they could be your husband, your wife, your father, your brother, your sister, your mother, all the above. Okay, it doesn't matter. There's always a warning sign that lets you know it's not a right fit. You need to leave. You need to keep your distance. You need to set your boundaries. You need to be direct. You need to, do whatever you have to do, but don't stay in that environment that's causing or disturbing your peace of mind. That's especially if they're putting you down any type of way. That's a form of abuse. Okay, that is called abuse, especially if it's in a consistent base. That is abuse. And many people who've been through abuse of any kind, whether it's physical, emotional, or manipulation, may recognize the signs eventually, but sometimes when you're so used to it, you don't realize how it's not normal, or it's not supposed to be normalized. You don't realize how much you don't deserve that either. I'm used to it. People tell me this all the time, or I dealt with this so many times. Doesn't mean you have to normalize it. Doesn't mean that you have to accept it, especially from the people that you love. Choose yourself above all else, and believe in the first time when they thought of you, when they show any signs of how they really think of you, where it's like belittling. Because people can have opinions of you all day. There's nothing wrong with that. People can be constructive, give you constructive criticism. There's nothing wrong with that. People can give you advice. There's nothing wrong with that. But as soon as they take it to the level where they belittle you and dismiss you and treat you and see you as nothing compared to them, as lesser than them, then that's how you know. You don't deserve that. It's not welcome. Walk away. Set your boundaries and do whatever you need to do. Make moves. Don't go back to the poison. Don't go back to that environment, especially if they still haven't learned, they still haven't healed. That's where you need to set your boundaries and make it clear. Like, no, you won't tolerate that. But people like that, outside of family, okay, I always said that, they will never have access to me again. That's just how I'm going to operate. That's how I cut ties with them easily. But with me, I value family over everybody. That's just the type of person that I was. And then God was like, no, family could do you wrong too. Family could betray you wrong too. They could do you dirty wrong too. They could treat you like shit wrong too. It starts at home. When you deal with stuff like that, it usually starts at home, whether it's minor or major, but you get that form of abuse somewhere. So God was like telling me, like, hey, just because you value family, they don't see the value of family the way that you see it. Just because you see it that way doesn't mean that everybody else does. Just because you love this person this way doesn't mean this person loves you that way either. Okay? It doesn't mean that you have to accept it either or tolerate it. So I don't have any hate in my heart towards my sister or anyone that ever did me wrong or any grudge. I did, because like I said, it started at home. I felt that way with my mother. I always thought that she didn't love me and all that stuff, and because of all the things I dealt with, and all the things that I said to her through hurt. I always thought like, I don't like you. I grew out of that. I healed. I let go of that. Like, you guys, I did. Like, I came a long way. But even so, I I don't hold any grudge against my mother. I don't hold any hate against her or anybody, to be honest. Even my sister, despite everything that she said to me yesterday, I don't hate her. I don't hold a grudge. I'm not angry at her. But what I am is I'm happy because the truth came out. I will say that. The truth came out, and I'm just going to move accordingly and just move on. So that rule that I had where I said that anyone that disrespects me, anyone that treat me horribly, I will cut ties with them. They will lose access to me indefinitely. That goes for family too. I don't wish them harm. I don't wish them bad. I don't wish them hate. I won't hold on to it. I will simply let go and I will move on. I will not tolerate disrespect towards me of any kind. I will be willing, to have an open conversation, a mature conversation when you are ready to accept your wrongdoing and to apologize to what you have done. Then of course my doors will always be open when it comes to family. I would give you that chance. Only if you have realized and you are ready to apologize. If not, it's still no access to me. You know what I mean? So that's all I have to say. Oh, and I'm just gonna keep on moving. And I just leave I leave it there. I leave it there. I leave it there. All right, bye. I'm Lucy, and welcome to my story. I am manifesting the life that I deserve. Better believe it, my dream life. Okay, so anywho, I have 42 days to manifest two major things that I was always meant to manifest, but here I am. I'm on a time crunch right now, but I'm gonna manifest my own place and my own car within 42 days. I have 42 days to do so. And apparently I have a gift of manifestation, so I'm going to use my gift to do so. Okay, but I believe what you put out into the ether, to the universe, will come back to you tenfold, especially if you're a good soul, which I feel like I have good karma. But not only that, I feel like you have to how manifestation works. It's not just claiming something that you want and believing that you already have it, and then eventually you have to let it go and let the universe work its magic. But I feel like you also have to do something, like some type of discipline where you work towards it, like put action into it, put energy into it, but also you have to let go of something to make room for this new thing. So whatever this thing that you're gonna, it's not like a deal, like a contract, or like a contract with the universe where you're saying, okay, I'm gonna put all my energy into this, I'm gonna put all my focus into this, all my action into this, and I'm gonna let go of this bad habit to make room for this. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm gonna be scripting like crazy, be very, not just scripting, but being very, very specific on what I want, how I desire it, how I want to feel when I get it. So I'm gonna be very, very specific with my scripting, and I'm also gonna be looking at places, like potential places that's very, very affordable into my budget, that's easily it's easy for me to maneuver. It's not too crowded. It's not in the major cities of this place I'm trying to move at. And yeah, so we'll see how everything goes. So today is day one of me manifesting my own place and my own car within 42 days. I got this. I'm gonna manifest this, you guys. I'm gonna manifest it. I'm going to do it. So I believe it. Better believe it. Thank you. You guys, full transparency. So I just wanted to give you guys an update of the day. So I did my little research. I'm going to continue doing my research, continue looking for places and all that, and looking at my budget and what I'm going for, and that's what I was doing today. I wrote a whole list. There's a lot of interesting places that fit my budget. I'm gonna go a little bit more lower on my budget, because I was I put the max of how much I'm willing to spend a month at this new place and stuff like that. So now I'm gonna go a bit lower due to because I see lower prices. I'm you know what? why not go lower too? So I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I am gonna go to the library again tomorrow, you guys. I have to print out my pay stubs to like get everything in order for that. I also have to print out like this vision, like basically like a imagery of like the vision I'm going for, like to manifest my apartment in my car. So I'm gonna be doing that, and then last thing is along with the print out pay stubs, print out that. Oh, and I'm also gonna be applying for new jobs at this new city that I'm planning on moving to. So I'm gonna be busy tomorrow. But anyways, that's what I was doing today. Just looking at places, wrote down everything that I need to write down. I'm gonna be contacting these places tomorrow as well. That's on my to-do list. I did get a contact back today for one of the places that I sent out, a request to get more info about, which was most of all of them I did today. So one of them did call me back. He doesn't require an application to do. He just want you to like make sure that you know how to make sure that you can afford it a month. He wants me to go see the place, but the catch is it's a trailer, and I know it's just me. I don't have kids, and I don't have a spouse or anything like that. It's just me. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm grateful, but I'm like, that was not in the plan trailer. But I don't know, maybe so. We'll see how it goes, but I will keep you guys posted. So that's the plan for tomorrow. I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you. Bye.